Hello, everybody, welcome to a new video. In today's video, we will be seeing who would win in a fight. Sukuna's vessel, or the second symbol of peace. No more wasting your time. Let's get into it. Starting off with Modulo Yuji's abilities. He has Master Martial Artist and Acrobatics, Cursed Energy Manipulation, Damage Boost, Black Flash, Regeneration, Poison Manipulation, and a Domain Expansion. That's a big chunk of powers right there. Moving on to his destructive capabilities. In Chapter 20 of JJK Modulo, Yuji's dismantle kills the curses approaching Maru, and then travels miles away to kill another group of curses. As you can see, this blast would range from city level to small mountain level. However, this blast is likely not as big as it actually is shown, as this is likely only the dust from the massive amounts of cursed spirits Yuji killed, meaning his dismantle is about only city block to possibly multi-city block. Moving on to speed. Modulo Yuji really does not have much speed feats in Modulo, but he'll take this speed feat, where he easily blitzed Mahito before his domain could finish opening. This feat would come out at around Mach 6.01 or hypersonic, as he was able to blitz Mahito before his domain finished forming. And Mohito's domain is stated to be the fastest forming domain in the verse, forming at around 0.2 seconds. And Yuji blitzed his domain and Mahito before Mahito could react. Now moving on to Modulo Yuji's durability, he really also does not have any durability feats whatsoever. So we'll just use his most popular durability feat back in Chapter 246. He gets slashed by Sukuna by a cleave that cuts his side, but he survived it. So we'll count this as a durability feat, which would out Yuji in the multi-city block to town levels of durability or higher, considering Modulo Yuji could have better durability. And that's all for Modulo Yuji. Now time for Deku's scaling. Starting off with the blights, Deku has one for all, Gear Shift, FA Gene, Danger Sense, Black Whip, Smokescreen, and Float in his arsenal. So that's a lot of powers right there. Moving on to destructive output. Deku with his final punch cleared the sky over mutable continents for an entire week, which would come out at 78 exitons, or just moon level to small planetary for short. So basically, this is what would happen if Deku were to hit the planet with 50 to 100% of his power. For speed, Shigaraki, while fighting stars and stripes, used a quirk called radio waves on stars and stripes, which she dodged, which would be a realistic light speed feat, about 50 to 80% the speed of light. As the fight continues, Shigaraki later blitzes starts and stripes from likely miles away, which would put Shigaraki's overall combat speed in the LS low-tier FTL, as he blitzed someone who can react and dodge radio waves. Moving on, Deku scales to Shigaraki's scaling. In fact, well above it, as Deku in the final war, when Shigaraki and Deku were fighting in the Sky Coffin. In his second gear of Gear Shift transmission, he was already blitzing I amped Shigaraki, while only in his second gear, which would put Deku here in the 10x FTL tier. Later on, in his overdrive Gear Shift form, he was blitzing Shigaraki, so bad to where Shigaraki was completely frozen in time, which would put Deku in the hundreds to possibly even thousands of time faster than light, which is high-tier FTL, MFTL+. Moving on to durability, Deku would land in the large country levels of durability, multi-continental, or even moon level again. This is just simply because he withstands the recoil from his punches without exploding himself. As you can see, Deku wins this fight with negative difficulty to no difficulty, as Deku just would blitz Yuji with his overwhelming speed and strength, as Yuji was never shown being able to tank multi-continental to moon levels of strength, let alone by a character who can move at several times the speed of light. And with always, thanks for watching.